How do? And welcome back to another one with me, Wayne. Yeah, at this point, it's been a little while since I've done a video. Just been busy, if I'm honest. I've got quite a bit here, so let's just get into it. It is mostly PS1 this time, so I'm pretty sure anyone that's here for the PS1 stuff will be glad about that. So I tell you what, let's just get into it. Before I get to the PS1 games, I will get to just all the stuff that I found cheap recently, whether it be charity shops, car boots, an indoor marketplace I found recently. Anyway, we'll just get on. One find that I found, didn't think nothing of it till I checked the price, but I paid £1 for that. Star Fox Assault on the GameCube. Nice and complete. The disc in there is pretty sweet, so this can be another one of those sell it to get what I actually really want kind of deals. This box here, everything here was £1 a piece from the indoor market that I mentioned, except one thing. My wife found this. It's Resident Evil on the PS1. It is complete, but it had a sticker on the front. That's the guy who had it said he wanted a tenner for it because the disc had a scratch. It wasn't really a scratch, it was a scuff, but my missus ended up bartering him for £5. We took it to see a friend of mine who cleans discs up for nothing, for me anyway. So she got a complete copy of Resident Evil for £5, and the disc is nice now. But anyway, these are all £1 things. A old style DS. It looks a bit rough, but you know, display and all that jazz. A PS3 controller with the missing rubbers. I'll just take that to bits and replace the sticks and shift that on. Another one, it's a bit filthy, but that's complete with its rubbers. Jet Racer and Cyberdeck PS1 games, they're looking a bit rough. The disc and everything is fine though, it's just the cases are worse for wear. Let's just get these ones out because these ones are actually the decent bits. Bear with me. Right. So these, again, were all like £1 each. I think these were Midway Arcade Treasures 3. That one I wanted for myself. So this can go down here with all the stuff I'm keeping. Mario Party 8. It's got no manual in there though. I don't think, yeah, just the disc. But I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was £1 for that. I can't complain, really. 50-cent Bulletproof again. I mean, I know I recently picked this up on PS2, but now I've got the Xbox version. That's going to get sold. And the best one, Transformers War for Cybertron, or War of Cybertron, whichever one it is. War 4. Yeah, that one. Apart from the modern outright games, or whatever they are, Game Mill games on the PS5 and the PS4, now got all of the Transformers games, so win-win. Yeah, I'll show you this. This is, well, it's not really something you need to see. Everybody who's into this sort of stuff's seen one of these. But this was like a small car boot sale that my missus went to recently, and she picked up a black Nintendo GameCube for ridiculously cheap, and a old Choices rental copy of Siphon Filter 2 on the PS1. No idea what to do with that as of yet. The GameCube will get sold because I don't really collect Nintendo. The only Nintendo bits I've got, they're just for my little one. I've kept the Wii U I got recently for her. She's a bit of a geek for Mario, so it is what it is on that one for her. So let's just get on with everything else. Right, PS1 stuff. I did just have another game here somewhere and I've just misplaced it. Oh, there it is, my bad. I'm having a brain fart moment. I've just put things completely wrong place, I'm sorry. A game I found recently at a charity shop for 50p. It was in with Blu-rays. I can see why. I mean, why would this even be a video game? But I did watch a video on this recently. I think it was either G-Man Lives or Kev Do It, one of those two that I watched. And it's Battleship, the video game from the movie that's of a board game. Yeah, that never quite stood, or I don't know, it just don't make much sense to me. But in the video game, this one, it's like a first-person shooter, from what I remember rightly from the video. First-person shooter from a take it in turns board game, I guess. But hey ho, yeah. I'm trying to do this video quickly because I don't want to do them too long. But anyway, hang on, I'm having a moment again with myself. Right, all of these you're about to see are courtesy of Mark Camacho on Vinted again. So big shout out to you, my friend, because you've helped me get loads of this stuff, which is just crazy. But this is not PS1, this is PS3 inbox complete. It's the keyboard attachment for the PS3 controllers, you can see there. Boxed, complete, sealed. So that can go up there with my Blu-ray remote and controllers now. Now we are in to the PS1 games that I got from Mark Camacho. So we're just gonna get through it. There's no point in dawdling. This one, Motorhead. I already own this game, but my version is like the classics version or something. If I can find it easy enough, I'll show you. Oh God. No, I can't get to it properly. It's right down on the bottom. But yeah, my version's the classics one, so now I've just basically upgraded to the proper Black Label version. I don't know why they kept making games of this format. I don't really think that entertaining, really. But it's a pinball game in a video game sense. It's like, why? Same with board games. I never quite understood. But this is Big Race USA, or Pro Pinball Big Race USA. The only pinball game on PS1 I ever played was True Pinball, and it was ass. So I imagine these are pretty much on the same sort of level. Next up, I've never been into these types of games. I'm just not very good at them, if I'm honest. They take a bit more tactical know-how than what I've got. And this is Player Manager 99. Sorry, I think the only one of these I need now is 2000. And I think that's the one with the different football kits on the front. I believe, anyway. I could be wrong, but if I remember rightly, there's a bunch of variants of those, like different teams. I think Henry was Arsenal. I don't know the rest, but I'm just going off of what I've been told. Another game here, which I never quite understood. It's sponsored by Vans, who make the trainers, so obviously it's got something to it, I guess. Cyberdeck. So it looks like a hoverboard sort of racing game. Sort of. Hover action, it says on the back there. But it's by these again, Psygnosis, who made absolutely every game of all varieties on the PS1. But that's that one there. Next one, again, it's another one of those games I'm not very good at, but this particular one is Alex Ferguson's Player Manager 2001. Yeah, it's just another football manager game with looks of it. I don't really know what else to say about football manager games. I mean, I'm probably in the minority here when I say I don't like them, but it is what it is. We all have our own favourites, don't we? And this one, don't know why this series has evaded me so much, but I still need the first one of these. And this one, hang on, that just looked a bit sketchy then, but anyway, it's Ayrton Senna Kart Duel 2, this one. So yeah, I still need the first one, and RIP to the man, lost his life many years ago in a crash, if I remember rightly. But yeah, kart racing game. Why didn't they make an F1 game for him instead of kart racing? Again, something I won't understand. Another oddity from Mark. I haven't seen one of these since back in the day, and I'm talking like mid-90s. And that is a Curry's exclusive. It's called a Platinum memory card. So it's all in there. It's in its own little case. That's a nightmare to take apart. Jesus. bear with me and I'll show you it outside of the case. So there we go, just needs a clean. It's a bit mucky, but it's, there we go. Curry's Platinum memory card. It'll never get used. It'll just be another little oddity to put on my shelves. And as you can see, I've still not got more shelving yet. I've just been too busy, hence why the lack of videos and such. And the last item from Mark Camacho, and this is my favourite one out of this bunch, because it completes a little set that I've been wanting to complete on the PS1, and that is, excuse me, all of the cardboard box versions of the games. And there was 4 games in particular that had these types of cardboard boxes. One was Warhawk, one was Tekken, the first one, and the other one was Mortal Kombat 3. And the last one I needed was the one with the rubber basketball style face on the front. And there we go, Total NBA 97. And that's the last one I needed. Now the only problem I'm going to have with, I'll be honest, with my little OCD aspect to this, the other cardboard ones, they're black, so they kind of blend in well with all this PS1 stuff. But this one is a blue spine, so as you can see, that's going to stand out like a sore thumb. I do have the standard version of it here, so I guess I could have both or keep both and have this as a forward display. I haven't really put much thought into that aspect yet, but I've been after that one for way too long, and now I've got it. I couldn't be happier, so I don't have to look for cardboard boxes on the PS1 anymore, because I'm not that OCD to collect all of the long box ones, what they did for charity. And there was the Metal Gear Solid one. I don't want those, they don't look right, and the Metal Gear Solid one has a platinum MGS in it, and I don't touch platinums. And the long box ones, they just won't fit on here. And if I remember rightly, I think 1 or 2 of those were platinum games as well. But anyway, this game, I have to say a massive thank you to Pixel Paul for this one. He recently got this game. I already had the game, but I had the single case variation for it, and he recently bought the double box version. I offered him a bit of a trade deal, and he just said, we'll just do a straight swap. I'm happy, he's happy, it's what he suggested, and I now own all of these double box versions of all of the earlier PS1 games. Don't ask me to tell you the number of how many they were, but I know there was quite a few, because there was Destruction Derby 2, Tekken 2, Wipeout. There was a few others, but they all came in the double boxes for some reason, even though they were just a one discer. And this one is Mortal Kombat Trilogy, the double box. Yeah, Paul just did me a nice straight swap for this. So again, thank you very much, mate. I couldn't be happier, if I'm honest. I've been after this for way too long, more than I care to admit. And now I've got all the double box early releases. So, well, all the ones that I own, if that makes sense, the variants, as it were. But I'm super happy about that, so let's carry on. Now, all these games, let's have a look. Yes, screw it. Let's just go through this last stack here. I'll get the non-PS1 stuff out of the way first, because it's a bit generic, if I'm honest. These were all charity shop finds. They were all I think they're in the 2 for £1 section with Blu-rays and DVDs, and you'll see why they were in that area, but they were just games I haven't got down here. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the Legacy Edition, even though the Legacy aspect is DLC, which has been used. So I've got that now. Making a mess already, bear with me. Another game, I never really knew nothing about this, and I just picked it up for the sake of it, because I've been picking up the odd few PS2 titles as of late, and that is Spartan. It's called Total Warrior, but there's like a charity sticker over the front there. But again, it's not, I don't know nothing of it about it, but cheap. We'll pick these up. I picked up Prototype. Again, I recently got it, and it was the platinum version. I saw it there, and it was the standard version, so this is my platinum version that can go in the bin, I guess. Don't even know why I picked these up. They were just in really good condition, and I picked them up for the sake of it. But Mind Jack, I already own that, so I'll sell that. And I remember that being absolutely awful. Really bad game. I think it was good in concept, but awful in its delivery. Another game I already own, and that's Mirror's Edge. I picked this one up because it was like it is such a clean copy. I've swapped it for my version because it looks like someone had just taken the cellophane off of it and never done anything to it. This one, everyone's got this game, and if you aren't, do you even play games or owned it or played it? That's Borderlands. This version I picked up purely because of the cardboard outer sleeve. My version doesn't have that. Now it does. Another PS2 game. I know nothing of this, but it was a title because I've never heard of it. Vex. After getting it, I had a little look on CX to see if I'd overpaid, and I think they sell it for £1 or something. But the money's gone to charity and not to CEX, so that's a bonus in my eyes. And this game, I picked up purely on the basis because I've never heard of it. I don't own it. I kind of wish I'd not bothered now because you'll see why. It's called Agarest Generation of War, or Generations of War. Generations of War. And I can tell you I will not play this because it's not so much the art style, it's this nonsense. These half-naked anime girls. Look at the state of this. I mean, come on. Is this relevant to the game? Look at the state of it. So I won't play that. I'll probably just keep it till it goes up in value and sell it. Because I've got this other one here. Is it Tears to Tiara 2? I don't play these types of games. They're just not. I'm not the target audience. But anyway, now we're going to get on to some CEX and independent store finds. I found a few bits and bobs. Some games the other day. I found a copy of SnowRunner on the PS4 and some other stuff. I've already got SnowRunner on the PS5, so I don't see the point in owning it twice on basically the same system. So I took some bits into trade at a local independent, and they had this game here, which I picked up from them, and it's Batman of the Future: Return of the Joker, or Return of the Joker. Yeah, there's a couple of these Batman games are quite expensive on PS1. I think Batman Forever was one I got recently, quite cheap, and I think that's quite expensive overall. This one I've no idea. But yeah, it's another game to the collection. Quite a few PS1 titles this week, so I'm happy. This one was from a charity shop, and I'll show you the sticker on the back there. Cornwall Hospice Care, £2.50 this game was. I don't mind paying that sort of price for a PS1 game that's complete and in good condition, especially if I don't own it. I think the only ones I won't touch at that price are like Weakest Link and Millionaire and the dance games. But this one is Interplay Sports Baseball 2000. Yeah, I knew I didn't have it because I'd not recognised the cover, but I paid £2.50 for it. I may have overpaid, I might not have done, but it's baseball. It's basically American cricket, right? Now these ones are from CEX because they give crazy money on stuff like calculators and hair dryers and hair straighteners and DVDs. I mean, DVD prices they've gone down, but they still give something. And you can't sell DVDs online very easily to people, so I just take them to them. I think I got a couple of like Beatles ones. One of them was called Yellow Submarine, and they give quite a bit on that. So I just thought, you know what, CX, just take that stuff off me and it's gone. And anybody who may have watched the short I did recently of one game they sent me, and it was Blazing Dragons, and the disc and manual were awful. The manual was missing pages. When I took it back, the staff member at my local CEX, he agreed. He says that should never have been sold as with manual, and it shouldn't have been sold at all. It should never have been taken in with the condition. But anyway, they sent me a replacement out, and it is in very, very good condition. So there we go. I've finally got a good copy of Blazing Dragons, minus there's a crack on the front, but excuse me, I don't mind a small crack on the front of the case. I'm not a mint collector, and nor will I ever be. But yeah, just to show you, this is a better version. Look, there's no rips in the manual this time. It's just got a little bent corner there, but other than that, it's fine. The disc is clean. Like the one that I had last week was awful. There we go. The disc is fine. It looks like there's a couple of like light marks there, but they're not bad at all. He says, just nearly dropping it. So there we go. Blazing Dragons. I've now got a good copy of that. These next two, I'll save them two for last because it's ridiculous. This one was quite cheap actually. Never heard anything about it, and it's a Namco game, so I imagine it's quite good. And it's a space game. I like spacey shooter combat sort of games. Star Ixiom. Yeah, I'd never heard of it before. Never heard of it before, and it was 1999. So, you know, quite late on. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad on the back. I mean, it looks quite intriguing. I'll give it a go when I get time. I just haven't had time. But now with the weather on the change, now the colder weather's coming and the darker evenings, as it were, it's getting darker earlier, I'll have more time to play these games. So I'm hoping I can do some videos to play every single one of these. And someone made a comment before about don't play them in order, because the Army Men series, for example, I think there's 10 of those. I've got 8 of them so far. And if I play them in order, I'll be playing like Army Men games back to back. And I think that might be a bit much. And you'll lot probably get bored of it anyway. This game, it arrived and there's a bit of damage. I'll show you. There's a bit of damage to the rear of the inlay there, look, as you can see. Yeah, the game is Dragonheart, Fire and Steel. There's a little bit of damage to the rear inlay, but I don't mind because they don't have it in stock again. I'm not a mint collector. Other than that, it's clean, and it's got an old retro sticker on the back from a previous independent retailer. No doubt they don't exist anymore. But yeah, Dragonheart, Fire and Stone. The case needs a clean. It's got a bit of sticker residue on the back, I've just noticed there, but it is awful. If anyone out there knows much about this game, will probably agree with me on this. I would say this and Crow City of Angels are quite high up there with being the worst PS1 games of them all, because they have some sort of weird like photo picture of the character you play as, and it's just dodgy animations. It looks really weird and it plays really bad. I mean, the Crow, when I paid 75 quid for that a few months back now, and it ain't worth 75 quid. I mean, it wouldn't even be worth £7.50 if I'm honest. It was such a bad game. And this one is, the CEX want 55 quid for this, and it's equally as awful as the Crow City of Angels. So at this point, I'm just spending silly money on awful PS1 games. And this one, it's the last PS1 game here now. In fact, it's my last game I've got to show you for this video. The last one I needed in the series, which is daft because there's only 2 in the series, but it's a fighting game, and I'm not really a fan of fighting games. I like them, and I like what they can be. I'm just not very good at them. I was only ever much good at Tekken back in the day, and Tekken 3, mostly because I played one character and one character only. But this one, other than its art style, I can't say I know anything about it at all. But it's Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors. My OCD is going to kick off because it's got the text on the spine like that, and most of them are pretty much the same. They're quite uniform on the text format, whereas the text on this one's very different. But again, it's got a crack in the front of the case, look there. I don't care about case cracks. I'm really not that bad over it. Yeah, and there's the game on the back. I don't know if it's focusing well or not. Let me move my bloody noodle out of the way. But the artwork on it looks pretty good. So I may give it a play. I'll probably get my ass kicked on it, but we'll soon find out. I'll show you what I mean about the text, by the way. I'll just pick a bunch up. You see the side of it there? It's, rather than it being like one continuous line, it's got a line through and it's 2 lines. It should just be like this one, rather than that. But yeah, it's just my silly OCD, but that is all my games and items to show you this time anyway. Yeah, I'll be back again at some point soon. I know my videos are not exactly, I can't think of the phrase. There's no routine to my videos at the minute. It's like, I just can't be bothered to do that. And I collect as and when. I don't collect every single day, and I don't want to knock out videos just for the sake of an algorithm and to keep some sort of routine. It doesn't make sense to me, because this is just a hobby to me. I do the video aspect of me collecting for the laugh of it and for the hobby, and to share it with any of you folk. I'm sorry, I swore there, I didn't mean to. But yeah, I just want to share this with your lot. Anyone who watches me and finds this stuff entertaining, yeah, I just want to share my hobby with people. I don't see the point in pumping out content for the sake of it. Which brings me to something. I've got a couple more games that are due to arrive, but I'm away now for a couple of weeks, so when I get back, I guess they'll be on there. I'll tell you what they are. One of them is called Fighter Maker. Donald Mackerel has said a lot of good positives about that game. So when it comes, if it's rubbish, mate, I'll hold you to that. And the other game is the last Asterix game I needed. Asterix and Obelisk Take on Caesar, I believe it's called. But anyway, that's all I've got in the pipeline at the minute. Money, time, life. Kids have just come back to school, aren't they? So at this point, so yeah. But anyway, my phone's ringing for some reason. Sorry, bear with me. Anyway, that is the end of this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm sorry for waffling and chuntering towards the end there, but it's just how I am. I'll catch you all in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your week.